Ancient Egypt is famous for many things. Chief among them, the process of mummification, or artificially preserving the bodies of people who've died. As part of the mummification process, a person's internal organs were removed and placed in objects called canopic jars. So what are canopic jars? Canopic jars contained the deceased's mummified internal organs, specifically the stomach, lungs, liver, and intestines, all of which were removed from a person's abdomen via a small incision before they were embalmed. These were an essential part of burials in ancient Egypt to ensure a person's successful afterlife. A person would need these organs to live again if the gods judged them as worthy. The term canopic comes from the name Canopus, who was a hero in the Trojan War. After his death, he was buried in the Nile Delta in Egypt. Mistakenly, people who later studied ancient Egypt, called Egyptologists, thought these containers with faces on them showed Canopus, and this is how the name stuck. As we see here, each lid was decorated with different figures. Here, those are a jackal, a falcon, a baboon, and a man. These represented the 4 sons of Horus, and Horus was one of the most important ancient Egyptian deities. These 4 sons were tasked with protecting the vital organs of the deceased. The jackal-headed Duamutef protected the stomach, the falcon-headed Kebesenawef protected the intestines, the baboon-headed Hapi watched over the lungs, and the human-headed Imseti protected the liver. The heads were each modeled differently, and then paint was added to pick out their features. An inscription is written on the body of each jar, too. It wasn't until the New Kingdom that canopic jars decorated with these 4 figures became more common. Ancient Egypt is divided into different time periods, such as the Old, Middle, and New Kingdoms. Before the New Kingdom, canopic jars existed, but they were decorated differently. Still, there are usually 4, and they consist of the jar and lid and are the same size. Often, all 4 canopic jars would be placed in a box to make it easier to transport them together. One of the most fantastic examples is the canopic chest of the boy king Tutankhamun, which held 4 human-headed canopic jars made of calcite. This specific group from the Walters Museum in Baltimore was made in the 3rd Intermediate period, sometime between 1070 to 712 BCE. They are all made of painted limestone. By this point, the canopic jars may no longer have stored human organs. Instead, the mummified organs were placed back inside the mummified body of the deceased. But the jars were still included to incur favor with the Sons of Horus. You wouldn't want to risk offending them.